Welcome back, Duelists. Casual here, and I have another viewer request today. Now, we ran down some names, and I'm going to give you some of the funny ones we came up with that I'm not going to call this today. We are not going to call this Slimera. This is not Raw Slim Zo. This is not Raj Slime. This is not Slime Zone. It's definitely not Jinzo the Slime God. This is just a Slime Jinzo combination deck profile. And I'm going to be honest, I had to basically take apart my God deck that I was going to profile later to make this work, because the slime aspect doesn't work without throwing an Egyptian God in there. And Raw is definitely the most accessible. So it's about a minute of me talking about that. Let's get into that deck list so we can tell people that they're free to go if that's what they wish. And then we'll go ahead and wrap up with the actual, why things are in here afterwards. So, real quick, 3 copies of the Guardian Slime, 3 copies of Jinzo, 3 Jectors again, 3 of the Machine Menace again. We're going to be rocking 3 copies of Mathematician this time round. Let's see if I can get my tongue untied. Single copy Perform Age Trick Clown. 3 Psychic Bounders again. This time I'm only going to be running the double Psychic Mega Cyber and 3 Reactor Slimes. And of course, you got to have 2 copies the Winged Dragon of Raw. And yes, I went with the original art. I just like it the best, sorry. Spells. We're going to be running 1, 2, 3 Allures of Darkness today. We are going to have 1, 2, 3 copies of Ancient Chants today. We are going to be running the 1, 2, 3 Cyber Energy Shocks today. And 1, 2, 3 Law of the Cosmos. To wrap this out, we're going to be using 2 copies of a trap card. We're going to be using the Metal Reflect Slime because, of course, it is a nice alternate way, especially once we play it, which we can, and I'll show you why Reactor Slime's in here for that. But it's another alternate way to go to the Egyptian God Slime. Real quick, I do have 1 card proxied, and that was Jinzo Layered, because my order didn't arrive, and I didn't have time to hit up my buddy and borrow his again. So we're going to be running the 2 Egyptian God Slimes, 1 Abyss Dweller. This is supposed to be our Jinzo Layered. 1 number 24, Dragulus the Vampiric Dragon. 1 number 25, Force Focus. 1 number 41, Baguska the Terribly Tired Tapir, which is a tongue twister in itself, and I probably shouldn't have said that since I got so tongue twisted earlier. Number 101, Silent Honor Arc. 1 copy Photon Strike Bouncer. 1 copy Sword Breaker. And for our links, 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, 1 Link Karibo, and 1 Salamangrate Owl Mirage. A little weaker on the links today. But the real play here is obviously Winged Dragon of Raw with Jinzo. So if you guys were just here for the deck list, obviously you guys are free to go. If you guys enjoy some of these customer requests, viewer requests, go ahead, leave a comment down below. I'm up to make anything. I have 1 more request I'm definitely doing this month. I'm going to be doing what's, for me, an update on a deck for the channel. It'll be a first, but I'll be doing Dark Magician. And of course, that's going to be great because Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is in. And definitely makes it way more competitive. And obviously, again, if this helps you in any way, consider hitting the sub button. I'm not going to tell you to do it. I'm not going to tell you not to. But give it a quick consideration. Now, if that was all you're here for, class dismissed. If you want the explanation, let's get into it. So, first thing we need to talk about is the Guardian Slime and why he's so good. And it's really the last sentence. So if this card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can add 1 spell trap from the deck to your hand that specifically lists the Winged Dragon of Raw in its text. You may only use each effect of this card once per turn. That's amazing because this is going to get you straight to your Ancient Chant. Ancient Chant's going to search out your Winged Dragon of Raw, which allows you to have the God consistency. And at the same time, most of the time, we're going to have been using this to go straight into the Egyptian God Slime. But can we trigger the first effect relatively easily? And I'm sure somebody else has come up with this idea. And obviously, I've been sitting on this deck for like a month. So obviously, somebody has to have put this into their deck list by now. But this is why Mathematician and The one Trick Clown is in here. If you read the Trick Clown, it says you take 1,000. It's not talking about paying. So this is what's going to allow us to get the Guardian Slime going on our first turn. And again, I like going second because go second God card is pretty good. So the first effect of this is if I take battle or effect damage. And again, Trick Clown is going to hedge my bets for me. I can special summon this from the hand. And then, of course, during damage calculation, if this card battles an opponent's monster as a quick effect, I can make it gain defense equal to the opposing monster's attack, basically, ultimately defending against that attack. And again, each effect of this is a hard once per turn, so it's not like it can just sit in defense mode, which is why I didn't want to play Slimes and Jinzo without playing Gods too. And again, Raw, just the most relevant right now. Again, Jinzo just stops traps from activating on the field or having effects while on the field. Jinzo Ejector, same thing as last time, becomes Jinzo while on the field or graveyard. Contribute this card, add a Jinzo from the deck of the hand, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he's just in here. Jinzo Machine Menace, and again, once we have our Metal Reflect Slime in our discard pile, we can stop relying on our opponents for interaction. And this time around, I'm using the Reactor Slimes, so I didn't feel the need to utilize the Foolish Burial Goods. Although that is an option if you want to throw the Foolish Burial Goods, throw the Reflect Slime to the Metal Reflect Slime to the discard pile quickly, because you're still able to play it from the discard pile through the Reactor Slime effect. So totally up to you. I just didn't bother boarding it because I felt that draw power was more necessary, and I upped Allure Darkness, and of course I was subbing in a Slime God engine. So 3 of the Machine Menace to keep that pressing. Mathematician, normal summon it, send a level 4 lower from the deck to the graveyard. That is the entirety of this card as far as I'm concerned. Of course, if he is destroyed by battle, you can send and sent to the graveyard, you get to draw a card, but chances are you're going to use this to help push for game anyway. Same thing with the Trick Clown. And unfortunately, their levels didn't match up. Otherwise, there would have been better rank 4 plays, and I would have done something more with that. The rank 4 plays are for the more grind game, where you're ending up playing more of the Jinzo cards than the God cards. And again, the Trick Clown is going to hedge our bets. Why do we only play one? Because we want to see the Mathematician. We don't want to see the Trick Clown. We want to be able to develop the Trick Clown from the deck so that we can play the Guardian Slime. Again, you have Psychic Bounders, same plays as last time. Psychic Mega Cyber, down to 2, still good. Still allows you to get some of those rank 6 plays between that and the Machine Menace. Reactor Slime, one of the new cards I'm using now. During the main phase, you can activate this effect, special summon 2 Slime tokens at 500 each. And you cannot normal summon or special summon for the remainder of the turn except Divine Beast monsters. Now, during the battle phase, as a quick effect, I may tribute this. Set 1 Metal Reflect Slime from hand, deck, or discard pile. It may be activated this turn, and I may use each effect once per turn. Now, on a time period where we don't have the Guardian Slime, but we have the Reactor Slime, and again, if you have the Ancient Chant is going to add the Winged Dragon of Ra from our deck to our hand, as well as allow us an additional normal summon. So this, again, allows you to generate the 3 monsters in a single turn, and it's not as big a bonus. It's half the bonus, and I'll talk about that here in a second. But it still generates the God card fast, and so that's why. 2 copies of the Winged Dragon of Ra. I just think 2 is a great countermeasure. We want to see it. We don't want to see it too often. We do want to try to get the Ancient Chant effect. Again, if you were thinking about running the Foolish Burial Goods, take out one of the Winged Dragon of Ra's, obviously. I mean, Ancient Chant will still be in there at a 3 count, so you'll still get the additional normal summon effect. And you could always, like I said, this is a great way to reintroduce the Foolish Burial Goods. Sorry about that. Had to take a quick drink. So that's awesome. Now, for those of you who have forgotten what Winged Dragon of Ra does and haven't watched anybody else's video yet, cannot be special summon, requires 3 tributes for a normal summon, may not be set. This card's normal summon is not negatable. When normal summoned, other cards and effects cannot be activated. When is normal summoned, I have an option to pay life points so that I only have 100 remaining. This card gains attack and defense equal to the life points paid. And for 1,000 life points, I may target a card on the field, one monster card on the field, and destroy the target. Now, that is not a hard once per turn, but it is very impossible to do once you've played Raw and utilized its effect, which is why the Ancient Chant is so important. So we're going to leave Raw, he's going to sit here, because we're gonna visit that again. And obviously, he's missing a whole ton of his show's effects, but that's what the whole Rage of Raw set was all about, was building enough support around the Winged Dragon of Raw to where, even in a casual sense to a competitive sense, depending on how many different engines you put around it. I'm sure, obviously, Red Eyes Dragoon is like a kind of a give me right now for anybody who's trying to play competitively. It's 3 cards in the main deck, and as long as you have Verde Anaconda and the Dragoon, it's super easy to play whenever you have just 2 monsters on the field. So it's kind of obvious. It's just obvious. Couldn't think of the word. So Allure of Darkness, again, the majority of the Jinzo support is dark, so we need to draw cards. The Ancient Chant, add a Winged Dragon of Raw from the deck or the graveyard to your hand. If you do, you can tribute summon 1 monster during the main phase this turn. Now, again, this is important. It's another reason why I did play 2. If I already had one of these in hand, it's conditional. You have to have added the Winged Dragon in order to get the additional tribute summon. In addition to the normal summoner set, you only can gain that effect once per turn. You can banish this card from the graveyard. If you do, tribute the Winged Dragon of Raw this turn. Its original attack and defense become the combined original attack and defenses of the monsters tributed for its summon. You can only activate 1 of these per turn. And why this is half a bonus is the Egyptian God Slime is 3,000 by 3,000. And the Reactor Slime and its tokens are all 5 by 5. So that would be 15 by 15. It's just a weaker version of Raw. Now, take that how you want. Most of the time, if you've done the Perform Mage route, you will be at 7,000 hit points. You will pay 69, nice. And you will gain the general 3,000 off of the God Slime. So that will put you at 9,900. Usually enough if there's a direct attack. Again, in my scenario, I still have the Mathematician and the Trick Clown to attack with, which could easily become Cerberus or Phoenix if you need. So there's still some plays there. And Ancient Chant, again, helps you get more. The Cyber Energy Shock is still here for the Jinzo effects, being able to negate a face-up card until the end of the turn or give somebody 800. Awesome. Law of the Cosmos, still giving your opponent the idea that they have a choice and don't. And Metal Reflect Slime, just a really cool card. And I was just happy that I had my original Phantom of Darkness copies, because they just look so good in Ultra Rare. And all this does is, again, a level 10 0 by 3,000 Aqua type, which is the summoning requirement for our big bad fusion monster. So we do have the Guardian Slime and we have the Trap card, which will both generate. So we do not actually create the fusion through its recipe. We go with the other effect, special summoning it from the extra deck by attributing a level 10 Aqua with 0 attack. And the beauty is this card can be treated as 1 or 3 tributes for the tribute summon of a monster, allowing all the god cards to really be playable. And actually give Slifer a shot at the title right now, because this will help you reduce the impact to your hand size, which is one of the biggest drawbacks with Slifer. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Your opponent's monsters cannot target for attacks, or your opponent cannot target with card effects any monsters you control except this card. He's a big magnet for everything. A little upset that they just made him an Aqua and instead of making him Divine, but we got enough of those, I guess. Abyss Dweller, obvious things are obvious. We need to get rid of the hand traps. Jinzo Layered still has the ability to go ahead and take one of your opponent's monsters while furthering your plays. Dragulus, I did not use this guy last time. I had him, and I just missed putting him into my deck before I profiled. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach material from this card, target a face-up monster on the field that was special summoned from the extra deck, change it to face-down defense position. Quick note, this does not work on link monsters. They don't have a defense mode because they don't have a defense value, so this will never work on them. If this face-up card in its owner's control is sent to the graveyard or banished by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card in face-down defense. And if it is flipped face-up, send one card on the field to the graveyard. He's sort of an immortal little dragon. Worm, sorry. And he's just very good to play and very fun. I also didn't play my Force Focus last time. Look at the amazing ultimate rare here. Again, 2 6s, once per turn during either player's turn. Detach one material from this card. Target a face-up level 5 or higher effect monster the opponent controls. Negate the effects of that monster until the end of the turn. And it's not a bad stat. I think this is actually one of the higher rank 6 attack values. Baguska, again, if you find yourself needing to get out of, stall out of your opponent's plays. Honor Arc for the quick vacuum. Photon Strike Bouncer, again, when a monster effect is activated, detach material, negate the effect, and burn the opponent for 1,000. Swordbreaker, didn't use this guy last time around either. Once per turn, detach an Xyz material from this card, declare a monster type, gains the following effect at the start of the damage step. If this card battles a monster of that type, destroy it. And again, you're going to get to choose twice. And against some decks, and I'm not saying that combat-based decks are going to be a big deal right now, but this will allow you to run over monsters without damage calculation. So he can take on threats that are way bigger than him. He's just a really cool tech. And again, as far as my links, we got Cerberus, take care of the special summon monsters. Phoenix, take care of a back row. Unicorn, seal anything back into the deck. Link Karibo, there are some ones in here, I believe. If not, you can feel free to use any remaining surviving tokens off of your reactor slime because those are going to be level 1s. So I did want to play that. And again, Almirage, because there are going to be some that are less than 1,000. And sometimes you just want to set him up. So he's a great little card to be played. Now, this is my Jinzo+Slime variant. I'm just throwing stuff everywhere. It's been a day, guys. It's been a day. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I promise the Dark Magician deck it'll be good. It'll still be semi-casual, because that's just the flavor I like bringing to the channel. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Drumsticks, I hope this pleases you. This should easily be one of the more playable versions of trying to run slimes with Jinzo. It's the best of both decks. So guys, I will see you next time. I've got obviously more speed duels to catch up with. We got plenty of time to make up before, I think it was December 11th. So I got to get back to work, and I'll see you guys next time.